Even so, Grey's Anatomy season 22 ended with exactly the kind of emotional chaos fan expected. But surprisingly, the finale avoided a devastating tragedy and instead delivered one of the show's most heartfelt endings in years. Even though the episode centered around a massive bridge collapse that flooded Grey Sloan Memorial with patients, the real emotional focus became Meredith Grey once again facing the terrifying possibility of losing the man she loves. After Nick is seriously injured in the big bridge collapse and rushed to the hospital, Meredith immediately returns to Grace Sloan. And in one of the episode's biggest emotional moments, when Cass Beckman asks who Meredith is to Nick, Meredith instantly calls him her husband before anyone else can answer. The reaction from Emilia and even Nick himself makes it clear that Meredith saying that out loud means something huge. Meredith has always struggled to fully open herself up after Derek's death, so hearing her casually claim Nick as her husband shows just how deeply committed she truly is to him. But the episode quickly begins mirroring one of the darkest moments in Meredith's life. Nick needs surgery and Meredith desperately wants to operate on him herself. Emilia, however, talks her out of it, reminding her that she can't be objective in this situation. That creates a direct parallel to Derek Shepard's death years ago, where Meredith was forced into another traumatic situation involving the man she loved dying after a catastrophic accident. The finale even openly acknowledges this history. Emilia points out that Meredith is essentially reliving her worst nightmare all over again. Importantly, Emilia makes the moment entirely about Meredith's pain rather than bringing up her own connection to Derek, which highlights how much Emilia has emotionally matured over the years. Instead of Meredith operating, the responsibility falls to Miranda Bailey, the one surgeon Meredith truly trusts above everyone else. The relationship has gone through years of conflict, mentorship, betrayals, and forgiveness, but this episode perfectly reminds viewers why Bailey has always been Meredith's emotional core at Grace Lawn. Belly stays calm under pressure and does whatever it takes to save Nick, even bringing Winston into the surgery because of his cardio expertise. For a while, the finale genuinely feels like the show might repeat history and kill off another one of Meredith's great love. Fans have already watched Meredith lose Derek and Deluca, and the tension throughout the surgery scenes makes it seem possible the writer could traumatize her all over again. But thankfully, Grey's Anatomy chooses a different path this time. Nick survives, and instead of heartbreak, the finale ends with a beautiful engagement between Meredith and Nick. The proposal feels unusually grounded and sincere for the series, giving Meredith something she's rarely been allowed to have: stability and happiness. After years of loss and emotional devastation, the finale finally lets Meredith move forward instead of forcing her to relieve old pain. Meanwhile, the episode also wraps up Teddy and Owen's story as they prepare to leave Seattle together. Their exit was expected after Teddy received a job offer in Paris earlier in the season, and the bridge collapse became the final event that made them realize they still choose each other despite everything. Owen especially gets a strong send off, returning to the intense emergency medicine style that originally made fans love his character back in season 5. His field amputation and emergency procedure during the disaster remind viewers of the military trauma surgeon he used to be. Bailey also gets an important new direction moving forward. Realizing the hospital needs major changes, she decides to go back to school and earn her master's degree to improve her leadership skill. And naturally, Ben Warren fully supports her without hesitation, once again proving why they remain one of the strongest couple in the entire series. The finale also leaves smaller storylines simmering heading into the next season, including possible tension involving Amelia, Simon, Lucas, and Blue. But unlike many previous Grey Anatomy's finale, this one avoids ending on a massive life or death cliffhanger. Instead, season 22 closes on something much rarer for the show: hope. Meredith doesn't lose the person she loves this time. Bailey finds renewed purpose, and Grey Sloan finally feels like it may be entering a new chapter rather than endlessly repeating old tragedies. Thank you for watching. Bye.